Hello everyone. So basically this is a video on a contract called ICO. So many of you know, in fact most of you, that on Ethereum we have seen multiple ICOs getting conducted in 2017, 18, even now. This is an ICO contract on EOS. The basic fundamentals of this ICO contract is that you get to choose that how many phases you have. Okay, you can add or conduct the ICO into multiple phases. Okay, that is the beauty of this contract, and this is actually present in my GitHub account, and I'll just show you in a bit. So basically it's not loading. Yeah, so this is the contract. So there are two contracts mainly. One is token contract and the other one is ICO contract. In case of ICO contract, the features which are there is auto disbursement and manual disbursement of dApp tokens in exchange of EOS tokens, which can be modified. Okay, so this is what it's all about. So features are auto disbursement of DCI tokens from this ICO contract after receiving EOS tokens from buyer, and the second one is manual disbursement. So in cases where let's say a dApp developer, I'm not talking about the blockchain developer, I mean the app developer or dApp, whatever you may call, they might think, okay fine, let's not auto disburse, let's just manually disperse them. Okay, so there can be cases like for example, let's say I have a dApp where I don't have the wallet. In that case, a person has to and a person wants to know that how many tokens needs to be sent to the contract in order to receive the amount of DCI tokens. So for example, let's say the DCI 1 EOS is equals to 40 DCI tokens. So this is set into the table. I'll show you all the demo. I will show you in a bit, but before that I just want to brief you that what this video is all about. The second one, so yeah, as I was saying, that 1 EOS is equals to 40 DCI. So in that scenario, let's say a person wants to know that how many EOS to be sent in order to receive 200 DCI tokens. So 200 divided by 40, it comes out 5 EOS. So a person has to send 5 EOS. So in order to get this information, a person, when asked, at that time we can actually call the contract table information and find it out that what is the balance of that particular account. If that account is sending for the first time, then of course the balance is 0. But if the account is sending for the second time or whatever, we can actually fetch that particular value of the balance. So this is what is, I'm going to show you everything right from start to end. So let's say I'm a buyer and I have an account called, so in this case you can use any wallet you want, any EOS wallet. I'm using simple EOS. So let's say I have an account called DCI user 4x1 free. Okay, so I have created this on Jungle testnet. Okay, and this contract has also been deployed onto the Jungle testnet. So during the account creation, I received some, I can request faucet. So I have requested for 100 EOS and 100 Jungle. Sorry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 5 EOS. Okay, So let's say I have an app or dApp where it's mentioned that, okay, in order to, so first I have to fetch that how many, what is the ICO rate. Okay, so in order to get that, first let's go to the contracts. So DCI and 6 times ICO. Yeah, so this is the contract. Okay, here there are two functions mainly. One is set ICO rate and another is the disburse. So I just want to send alert can only be fetched or accessed by the contract. So this is actually of no use for any buyer, and same goes with the disburse. Okay, so if, yeah, so in this situation, the both the actions are actually accessed by the contract itself. It has been programmed in such a way. Okay, so set ICO rate. Okay, so my ICO rate is already set. So let me just call the table, okay, and find it out. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to call open rather the jungle. So this is my block explorer of jungle 3 testnet, and here I will be, yes, so this is the contract, and here I will go to this tab and I will see that what is the ICO rates. So you can find that with this scope, the contract scope, there are already 3 different ICO rates set for 3 phases. Okay, so for the first phase, obviously this will happen in real life, this will happen sequentially. Okay, so let's say if a person wants to conduct 3 phases, or let's say 3 different rates altogether, okay, and each is having, let's say, some other features, I mean other, let's say if you would participate in phase A, or let's say, let's not call phase A, or type A rather. Okay, so in that scenario you will get some additional benefits. Okay, and let's say you go for phase B, then you are getting some other type of benefits. So let's take it in that way. Okay, in real life, of course, one is going to conduct, so these other 2 rows are going to be added, one after the other. Let's say in the first one, for the first one, the phase A is there, but then for the next subsequent phases, for the data sake, we are keeping all this data. But yeah, I mean, it's not mandatory, but yeah, just for the record sake, I'm keeping all the 3 phases respective ICO rates. Okay, let's say phase A is connected in the month of January, then phase B is connected in the month of May, phase C is connected in the month of, let's say, December, so likewise. Okay, anyways, so this is the ICO rates table information. Now coming to the fund. So fund, here the scope has to be DCI, as my username is DCI user 1 2 3 4 and then 3. So you can find that there is no information. Okay, so in this case, we have to, so as I was saying that you can send either auto disbursement, or you can do it manually. Okay, so in case of manual disbursement, one is you are during asking that how many number of tokens has to be sent. Okay, in order to do that, how many number of EOS tokens has to be sent for some 200 DCI, in order to get or receive 200 or buy, let's say, 200 DCI tokens. So DCI is just name, you can actually replace it with your own name. So in that scenario, you will actually be putting that you will get that information, and at that time the dApp or app would actually fetch the tables record, and then it will store it temporarily. Okay, and once you send the amount of EOS tokens, let's say 5 EOS, and after that you again come back to the dApp. Okay, and at that point of time you will be, the dApp or app would actually be, you check the contracts table record and find it out that whether you have actually sent 5 EOS or not, by just subtracting, I mean, post minus pre. Okay, likewise. So this thing, so I'm just doing the same, I'm trying to do the same thing. Okay, so you can see that the prerequisites, okay, of that workflow is, first you have to create DCI tokens. So what I've already done. Okay, 10 million, and issuer is DCI EOS issuer. Okay, so let's go back to the this, and let's yeah, and here I am just going to open the DCI 4 times token. Okay, so here I will go to the contract, and then I will go to stat. So once I go to the stat, then here you will have to write EOS. Yeah, here you would have to write DCI. Okay, so the moment you write DCI, you will get that it is how many supply, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 1 million supply. Okay, and the maximum is actually 10 million, and the issuer is DCI EOS issuer. Okay, so the creation of the token and the issuing of token has been done. Okay, so this is the issuer, so only this person can issue the tokens. Okay, so if you want to see the balance, by the way, so DCI, what is the name, yeah, EOS issuer, I guess, let me check. Yeah, so this many number of tokens are left. Okay, so around, you can say 100,000 DCIs have already been issued to that contract or ICO contract. So let's say you keep 10% for the first phase. Okay, so like this. So then I'm just going to do or make a transaction rather. Okay, so let me just go back to the contract, and DCI 6 times ICO, and then I will be setting, sorry, so not needed. I just want to send the contract. So let's go back to the contract, and let's say I want to send EOSIO token. So what I'll do is transfer. Okay, so transfer is from DCI user 1 2 3 4, and then this, and then I will do DCI 1 2 3 4 5 6 ICO. Okay, and then quantity is 5, let's say, and keeping the precision into count 4 times, and then let's say I give phase A. Okay, so I do submit, and it will ask for password, wallet password, and I just confirm, and the transaction has been made. Okay, so let's click the transaction and let's check whether what exactly has happened. Okay, so you can see that there are 4 actions which has actually taken place. The number one is EOS token, which 5 years has done the token transfer. The second one is basically the disburse action. So ICO disbursement has been done. So once you do this, then the contract starts the disburse inline action, and then it would disperse this many tokens. And the transfer, the token transfer actually happens. Okay, so this is the dispersed quantity. Okay, and then this is the final transfer which happens actually, and this is the alert. This is although a redundant, okay, but it's not mandatory, but yeah, I've just kept it for like safe here. Okay, so yeah, for safety. So you receive 200 DCI for depositing 5 EOS to DCI ICO fund in phase A. Okay, so now let's check the balance. Okay, let's go to the contract and let's check for balance. Now you will find that the total deposit quantity is 5 years. Okay, and the disbursed quantity is 200 DCI. Okay, now let's say after 1 or 2 days the person wants to buy again, let's say around maybe additional 100 DCI. So if the ICO rate is 40, okay, so I mean you can see the ICO rates, by the way. Okay, so DCI ICO, so you can find that the price set is 40, so that is why it is going as 40. Okay, so now let's say so let me just send another maybe. Okay, so before that I would like to give one thing, that if you don't mention this memo properly, then it won't occur. Okay, so the contract has been programmed in such a way. So let's say I just write some other comment. Okay, and so now 100 DCI, so correspond to 100, and 100 divided by 40, so it is basically 2.5 years. Okay, So let me just do that 2, and then let me just 5 years. Okay, now I am just doing for phase A. Okay, now let me just transfer 1526. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so the failure is, for sending to this contract, the parsed memo can either be phase A or phase B or phase C. Okay, so this is what you have to follow in order to send. Otherwise, there will be no transaction happening. Okay, so yes, so in order to happen, to make all the actions happen, you have to fulfill all the criteria of all those 4 actions. Otherwise, none of them would occur. Okay, in case of EOS. So mind you, always. So this is what you have to take care all the time. Okay, so yeah, you might have got. Okay, so now again I will just remove this extra part and I will send 2.5 years again. Okay, let me just check. So it has done the transaction, and we can click it and we'll find it out that, yeah. So you can see that again you receive 100 DCI for depositing this much. Okay, we should also see the balance of by the way tokens. So here I'm putting DCI user 1 2 3 4 and then 5, refresh. So you can find 200 earlier if you remember, and plus 100, so total 300 DCI. Okay, so this total 300 DCI has been sent, and now what I'm going to do is I shall also have to check the fund. Yes, so fund, you can see DCI user 1 2 3 4 and then 5. So you can find that total 5 earlier plus 2.5, so 7.5 EOS has been deposited so far, and 300 DCI has been disbursed in total. Okay, so this is what is very crucial, and this is going to be stored for each user. Okay, earlier I used this user. Let me see the data. So total deposit data was 11.5 for user named this, and disbursed quantity was this much. Okay, so yeah, so this is what this is a cumulative, by the way. Here in this case I have also put, let's say, phase A, B and C. It's a cumulative. Okay, you can also segregate. Okay, you can design your table in such a way that it's going to segregate. Okay, so all this further modifications, of course I leave it on you, we can do it. Okay, so yeah, so this is an important example which I wanted to sort of showcase. Okay, we can also, by the way, we can change the ICO rates. Okay, so there is not much of a worry, I mean not much of a work on that end. So let's say DCI and ICO. So DCI, and then let's see if I get what do you call it, ICO rate. So ICO rate is okay. So here, by the way, you have to choose the action account as this, because only the contract is can do that. Okay, remember. So now in case of this, so if you can see it also owns 300 DCI, by the way, and this is the user 2 name, so it is total owning 675. Okay, anyways, so moving on. So contract, yeah, so you just have to click and then you do this and you set ICO rate. So let's say I set the ICO rate as maybe 45. Okay, so phase A and as 45. Okay, yeah, so let me just submit and then 150. Sorry, just to confirm the pass. Okay, phases can be okay. I'm sorry. So phases can be only small letter. Okay, it can't be like that. So I have to just give this. Okay, and then so yeah, that has been set. So we'll get to see that. Yes, so phase and this has been done. So we need to check the ICO rates, the modified ones, DCI. Yeah. So you can see that earlier it was priced at 40 and now it has changed to 45. Okay, so this is how you can actually create many more contracts. I mean, you can actually modify and sort of conduct your ICO. Okay, mind you, you have the flexibility of let's say you set a rule that okay, ICO only those accounts, only those people can participate in ICO, those who own I mean EOS accounts, because obviously there is going to be some cost of around $2-3 if I'm not wrong. Again, depends upon the RAM price, and of course, like the depends upon the market rate, that how much one EOS is costing in today's market. So based on that, of course, your fiat currency value is going to be taken during the EOS account creation. Okay, but that is obviously minimalistic and that is just one time. Okay, so yeah, so that is how you can conduct your ICO, and completely I leave it on you that how many phases you would like to make it happen into. So thank you, and wish you all the best for connecting as many ICOs you want on EOS. And EOS, I've just shown that how easy it is to actually use it. Okay, thank you.